KRIV. It is the drop. We're at Cactus Music World headquarters. This is Quinn Bishop, and you know what?
Hello, everybody.
He brought the list.
There's always a list.
Always a list.
Always a list. The secret to our success is a quality list.
That's what we call show prep.
Oh, all right.
And you're so good at it. I'm not.
And we're going to kick it off here. We're going to talk about an in-store performance of Cactus Music.
Let's
live
do it.
Music. Look at that.
On this stage right
on
here.
the stage right here where we are.
I love it.
Saturday, 1 p.m. I love these guys. Do you know these guys?
Yeah, local
Swimwear department.
local fellas.
Brand new LP and CD. The artwork is great. They really super fun band. If you have not seen them, they really channel a lot of the 80s. There's a lot of humor in there. I hear people, I mean, it's very 80s inspired, but I hear people like equate them to like the B-52s. There's some of that, but it's way more than that. They do a lot of stuff really well.
Yeah, there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of, little sprinkle of sarcasm here and there, and it's just fun songs about fun stuff.
My favorite song on the album?
Go.
Swim Up Bar.
I just saw that one, yes, Swim Up Bar.
Because who doesn't love the Swim Up Bar?
Yeah, clothing optional.
Yeah, exactly.
Belly flop. A lot of pool references. And that's why we love these guys.
In the album, the name is the Poolest of them all.
Oh, jeez.
Poolest of them all. I mean, so I think that their show.
So there's going to be some puns.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Almost sold out at Heights Theater. So they're really on the rise. Check out this band.
I love it.
See,
good for them.
Your next favorite band here at Cactus Music here on the stage, 1 p.m. on Saturday. You will not be disappointed.
Love it.
And we'll see you then. Okay, I'm interrupting our previously scheduled
broadcast
because I wasn't sure we were going to have this in time. It's not much to look at because it's obscure artwork, but the new Travis Scott Utopia.
Travis Scott people
out tomorrow. And, this is really kind of a chips are down scenario for him coming off of Astroworld Disaster, first new album since then. We'll see what's going to do. His sales have really softened post that. I think people are really conflicted about him.
Things that have happened.
I
think the hardcore fans are still going to get on it
yeah.
and love it. And he does have a quite the fan base. So, if you want the new Travis Scott, Cactus Music.
Cactus Shopper, Travis Scott.
Cactus Shopper,
and
that's right. He's been in here. Yeah.
Cactus Music.
That's very cool.
So, all right. Boy, this is a great record. This is a new John Batiste record. World Music Radio.
This dude's amazing.
He's amazing.
He's
Grammy winner, Oscar
winner. Fantastic.
Amazing artist. And he really, is taking chances here with a very ambitious record. It's a concept album. It's him as this DJ persona. You can see him with cans on there. And it really kind of, the concept is a global broadcast, or to the universe broadcast. And what is world music? World music is wherever you are in the world, right?
Yeah.
A lot of guests on here.
Kenny G, Fireboy, DML, Lana Del Rey, and more. This is on Baby Blue vinyl, by the way.
It's on Baby Blue. That's Indie Store exclusive. This is a cool record. I think it's as conceptual and maybe dense in concept as it ever is. It's super listenable, great songs. He's a cool singer. This guy's going to be making great records for a long time.
Love it.
Show the back of the record.
I know.
The antenna.
Those are
on there.
Yeah.
That's for broadcasting.
Right,
globally.
exactly. Or receiving.
Yeah.
You're receiving signals on a wavelength far from home.
All right, this is another fun record. This band has been doing a series of live recordings with some of their favorite artists, releasing them throughout the summer, and this is the latest one. This is Krungbin's live at RBC Echo Beach.
Come on.
Yeah, and this is really a split record with Men I Trust. So one half is that band, and the second half is Krungbin, but don't fear, because the Krungbin half is like the kind of why you go see him. It's like the boogie down.
Sure.
It is a solid slab of music. I love it so much. This is good sound of summer. And I don't know how many they're going to do in the series, but it's recordings of them at their favorite venues around the country. There's one at Stubbs. There was another one not too long ago. This is the third in the series, so look for more of these. It should be
right on.
It should be cool. And we're getting heavy here.
We like heavy. We like heavy.
I know you do. the new Seven Dust album, Truth Killer.
Sir.
Check this out, man. This is the 14th.
I was just about to say, these guys have been around for a long time.
They have been going and going and going. From Atlanta, long-running, hard-working, million-selling heavy band. And they're on tour this fall with Alter Bridge and Wolfgang Van Halen.
Love it.
So that'll probably expose them to a bunch of new fans.
Well, this little sticker's interesting. It says exclusive and strictly limited Napalm Records mail order edition.
How on earth did Cactus Music end up with that? We don't even know.
You're on the mailing list,
Know.
apparently.
Come on.
Come get it, people.
Come get it.
Come put a little metal in your life.
And now for the absolute extreme opposite of Seven Dust, there's a brand new Aphex record, Aphex Twin record. For those of you who don't know, he's probably
It's been a minute.
best known pioneer of electronic music, contemporary artist. And he has not, good call, he's not released an album in 5 years.
Yeah.
First new thing, this is kind of more of an EP, but it's really long form. You got 4 songs there. This was out digitally a while back. The first time you can buy physical goods on it. It's on CD as well.
vinyl.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a cool,
he always has great artwork. Right?
Yeah, I was about to say the artwork's amazing. That's fantastic. All right, there you go. A little late summer banger.
Late summer banger. Let's take a Texas turn here. And talk
Please
about
do. Please do.
Two really terrific records by Texas ladies. This is Phoebe Hunt. The Nothing Else Matters.
I don't know Phoebe Hunt.
So Phoebe is from Austin. She's been making music, man, I'm thinking for the better part of 20 years now. She started really young. She's a virtuoso fiddle player. She has lovely voice, can sing fantastic harmony. She's just been...
Has she always been a solo artist? Or
No, she's made quite a few solo records, but she's been in multiple bands, and she's also a side person.
Because I feel like I've seen her. Yeah. Her face looks super familiar.
I love this record.
All right.
And I'll tell you why.
It's called Nothing Else Matters.
This is the only record I can think of that is just voice and fiddle.
Oh.
And I don't know if you've known this, but it has been said that the fiddle is the instrument that is most like the human voice.
Nope.
As far
Never
as
heard
the way
that.
it bends and the phrasing and everything.
Never heard that.
This record is a delight. You're looking for something very different. It's really cool, and she's really emerged as her own person as far as composer, and it's cool. Check it out.
It's got to be tricky to sing and play the fiddle at the same time.
Man, you won't see me do it.
No, I know, no.
And she can often
You're
be seen
a flute
with
man,
the
aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a jazz flautist.
That was on the other day. Oh God.
All right. So there you go. But and you can often see her at High Cedar or the Mucky Duck. She's around.
Love it.
Okay, next up, another Austin lady. This record's terrific. This is Sir Woman. And what you need to know, this is Kelsey Wilson from Wild Child. Incredibly popular.
Yes.
Incredibly popular Austin band. And she started doing this thing, kind of an alter ego thing, to do not what Wild Child does. This is a very kind of funky, soulful rock thing. Personally, I hear a lot of like Steve Band in there. It's very, the shows are supposed to be. The shows I have heard are terrific and really fun. They pack them in Austin. They have a song off this record that is 30 million streams.
That's fantastic
for a regional act. That is
it's
really
pretty
tremendous.
Darn good. Yes, pretty darn good.
They won the 2023 Austin Music Awards Artist of the Year.
Very cool.
So that pretty much tells you right there. People are into this and it's
people are
solid
digging
stuff. They're touring around the state right now. You can see them at the Bastrop Music Festival, bunch of places. Go check them out. I can tell from the record the show is really fun.
Okay.
So there you go.
High praise.
High praise.
High praise.
Okay. Now the always popular reissue program.
Such a good
part
album.
Of the program.
Such a great album.
It is.
Dear God.
So this is Prince's album Come. This is from, this is his 15th album when it was released. It was the last album for Warner Brothers to use the name Prince. He quickly became Symbol, or formerly known as Prince after this. This record is unique because there was not a top 10 single from it. I don't know that they really released many singles from it, but fans loved it.
So what I meant by such a good record, because almost all of Prince's albums are such a good record.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good one. If you haven't heard it, definitely worth.
And this record really, okay, so he was already a big international artist, but this record was huge internationally, and then he really toured behind this around the world, so it was much bigger over everywhere else than here.
Right.
Here, and I believe, so this was never issued on LP in the United States. It was your first chance to buy a domestic copy of this.
That is crazy.
At an affordable price. I would grab it. It's darker than some of the other Prince records, and I think that's the appeal of it. So there you go. All right, let's talk about signal processing on guitar.
Yes.
So this is one of the great things that comes with expanded capacity for pressing records. As labels are catching up to reissuing artist catalog that has not previously been available. This band has really only been a greatest hits for a long time on LP, and so this is the Lush catalog that's back in print. And I bet you Ruben has one or two of the effects.
There's a couple of little boxes on my board.
So this is such a cool band. They didn't really have any monster hits, but they were a college rock staple.
Yep.
Really, as far as all the shoegazy guitar bands, man, they are one of the greatest influences of all that, and you really see their impression that they've left on young artists happening right now. A lot of bands are just doing their best to sound like them.
They came through in the early 90s, and I remember something happened. I couldn't go to the show. I think it was at Numbers.
I saw them at Numbers.
Yeah, and then everybody that saw it was like, oh my God.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was really great.
It's one of those shows for the rest of my life.
So if you're a fan from, there's three female-fronted bands that really broke out last year, and with every one of those records, it's like sounds like Lush. Right,
and I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because we kind of, I think we talked about a couple of those acts. Everything goes in cycles.
It absolutely does.
And then there'll just be a wave of things that you're like, oh my God, that sounds so, whatever.
Well, I hope they tour, and I hope they come here. I would love the opportunity to see them.
That would be
again.
Great. That would be amazing.
That might be a drop concert review if that happens.
That would be
that would. Okay, more catalog here. We're talking about reissues.
Yes, very excited.
Yeah, so
very excited.
This band recorded exclusively for two different labels. Their careers pretty much divided up between Geffen and Columbia Records, but now they've consolidated, and all of the work from the great American band Aerosmith is all consolidated in one place. And I think it's kind of a housekeeping move in that they are doing this farewell tour and doing all this stuff. It's relaunching all the catalog, remastering it, and just kind of that way they can cross license the tracks, so you get true career retrospective tracks. So the whole catalog is out again to coincide with this tour.
Yeah.
And if you purchase any of those items from us, look at this cool archival photo. We get you an art print here at Cactus of these guys hanging out. How cool is that? And Ruben probably noticed on his way in.
Yes.
We have a Step Up photo op banner in our vestibule. You can
life
just stand
size
right there and act like you're going
like you're in the band. Wear black and white, and you'll fit right in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh,
so
look at the kids.
the kids.
Look at them.
They look like they might be.
Everybody's high as a kite in this picture. 100%.
Really high.
100%.
Really high. So there you go. Aerosmith product back in.
Love that.
Let's talk about another Vanguard monster artist in the 70s.
Dear God.
She was just in town. Stevie Nicks, complete studio LPs and rarities. Look at this cool picture of Stevie on the front. It's very cool. I think it's like 8x8 box set. You've got all of her original albums and then a whole
Dear God.
disc of rarities, including her 24 karat songs from the vault, stuff that didn't fit on her records. She had a lot of stops and starts. She started to make records a few times and then didn't get all the way through the process due to being interrupted by cool things like a Fleetwood Mac tour or whatever. So that stuff is collected here too. It's the first time all this music has been in one place. For the super fan, there you go.
Two discs of rarities and B-sides also included. 10 CDs of the legendary catalog, and it comes with a cape.
Does it really? Oh, no kidding. Hey.
No, that doesn't say that at all, does it? No cape.
Gotta work on those peepers.
No cape, yeah.
But I thought we were trying to put it over that. Oh, yeah, there really is a cape in there, y'all.
People would show up so very angry.
The pranksters on the
They
drop
said
told me
there
there
would
was
be a cape. Dear God. Dear God.
Okay, let's talk RSD exclusives, and that is
Record Store Day.
Represses of records that are considered essential to cool record stores. Might not be household names from artists, and that's certainly what we have here. This is Saul Williams, 2 records from him, Galaxy Cat's Eye and Martyr Loser King. Man, he is really an interesting artist. You know, he's a rapper, singer, songwriter, musician, poet, actor, author.
A true Renaissance
He
man.
really is, and he is known for blending his poetry with hip hop and soul music. He's performed with De La Soul, Erykah Badu, the Fugees, a bunch of different artists, and they all pull him in because they want that like poetic element. His records reflect that, and they're very, very cool.
This is cool stuff.
He really kind of broke through to new audiences by touring with rock acts. He toured with a bunch of really big rock acts like Nine Inch Nails and I think Mars Volta. But these records have not been available on vinyl before.
Galaxy Red vinyl here.
Yeah. And so this title is great. The Inevitable Rise and Liberation of Nicky Tardust.
That is
So
100%.
A little bit of a Bowie.
Listened to that the other day.
And so he's very cool. Check him out.
Love
if you're not familiar with him, you have heard him on a bunch of other people's records. So love to connect the dots here on
The drop.
on the drop. That's what we
We need
do.
a bell.
You know, people love the jazz part of the program, right?
We missed
love
it last week.
We missed it.
It wasn't there last week,
Well,
and
guess
there was a deafening silence.
You could hear it across
You
the
could
room.
hear nothing but the quietest of quiets.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a bunch of jazz records, and it's kind of funny how I just selected stuff that had recently been reissued, but listen how this turned out.
Go.
So we're going to kick it off. We have Ike Quebec's Heavy Soul, and man, I listened to this a couple of days ago all the way through. It is really, really a great record. You have a quintet with organ, drums, bass, and Ike Quebec on tenor sax.
Nice.
This record is from 1962 and was his debut album. And man, I didn't know the chronology of it. The problem, you listen to records from 50, 60 years ago,
Right.
and you don't know what happened when. I was knocked out that this was a debut record by an artist because it is really. He had recorded stuff earlier that didn't get reissued until later, but this is his proper debut album, and man, it is a winner. People have been waiting for this thing to be reissued. Check it out. It is. I like it because the ballads are really cool, and then it still has some up-tempo material that swings a bit.
I love it.
Check that out. Okay, you ready for this?
Hit it.
Next up is an album called Something Else, and it is the debut album from Ornette Coleman.
Yeah, there's
So
a
we got
theme
2
here.
debuts coming at
there's
you.
a pattern
Coming
forming.
at you.
There's a pattern forming right before our eyes.
So this record is credited with really, just reading a little bit of it online, it really shook up the jazz world because, took jazz and blues, combined it, and really kind of very African, back to the roots kind of mentality that he pretty much followed his whole career. But this record you have those watershed moments where people reevaluate what they're doing as artists, and this was kind of heard around the jazz world.
Don Cherry on trumpet on this one. Hell of a good trumpet player.
And here's something that a lot of people do, because everybody thinks about jazz artists from New York. Ornette Coleman from Fort Worth, Texas.
I was born there.
Were you really?
I was.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Right on. You and Ornette Coleman.
Me and Ornette Coleman, yeah. Who knows? Cowtown. Home of the great jazz legends and me.
I like Fort Worth. Fort Worth's definitely cool.
According to Texas Monthly, it's the new Austin.
I have been there somewhat recently.
Yeah.
That was not my takeaway. What do I know?
I got a different feeling when I was there. I got a different feeling when I was there.
Okay, next up, another Blue Note reissue, and this is Lonnie Smith's Turning Point. Dr. Lenny Smith, amazing organist. Now this is his sophomore effort. This is his second album. And I think, so this record hasn't been reissued that much because I think critics were kind of soft on it. I think because there's some well-known covers of it that were more, kind of more popish. And that's really when the spacier jazz stuff kind of starts getting going. And this, he's kind of playing it straight on there. So I think it's not as coveted, but there's still people that love this record. You got Melvin Sparks, the great Lee Morgan on trumpet. So good personnel on this.
Love it.
I mean, I thought it was cool. I just love it, man. Whether it's Jimmy or Lonnie, man. I like the Smiths playing the organs. Those are cool records.
Love it.
Always a good time. And we're going to close it out with a lesser known pianist, but for still made terrific records. This is Mal Waldron. This is his second album as well.
Okay.
And it's funny as I was putting the script together for today. That's just kind of how those records fell. We had two debuts, and then two. Great personnel on this. You got John Coltrane. You got Jackie McLean, Art Taylor on drums, as well as some other players filling in here. But this is his second record, and pretty much regarded as one of his best. And I have not seen this record reissued. I like it with him sitting in front of the drawing of the piano. As with many of these jazz records, the covers are as cool as the music.
You're exactly
on the
right.
inside.
Yeah. Neat.
It is neat.
I like it.
For certain. So there's 4. You're looking to jazz it up this weekend. There's 4 great records that you can.
You're in business.
Check out. And listen
Impress
to.
your friends.
Impress your friends.
They'll think you're smart.
Okay. The Vinyl Vault is opening.
Guys, the Vinyl Vault.
It's my pick this week, and this is the first time this has happened on the Vinyl Vault. I'm actually picking a new release as a Vinyl Vault, and it's because it has it's archival music and it's such an interesting story as it pertains to Houston, Texas. And
Let's
the
do
Gulf
it.
Coast.
Let's do it.
And this is a box set from Smithsonian Folkways. It is called "Playing for the Man at the Door," and wow, yeah. And this is the field recordings from the collection of Mac McCormick, who. He recorded from 58 to 71. He was an ardent blues follower, but he would go into neighborhoods, he would photograph, do sound recordings of dialogue, and also record musicians that were never going to make it to a recording studio.
Right.
And I think this photo on the front is actually somewhere here in Houston. He recorded a lot in Houston, all over the Gulf Coast, and this is what he did. He kept all those. He never released any of those recordings. When he passed, they passed it on to the Smithsonian.
Right.
And they finally put it out. But he'd been approached for decades for people wanting to
make
sense.
How much material is on here?
Here is a
because this is a
lot.
heavy.
Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
You got 3 CDs and a 128-page book featuring never before seen historical artifacts documenting a lost chapter of African American music in Texas. And of course, you can't have a Texas blues record without Metzlitz, Lipscomb, and Lightning Hopkins, 2 of Houston and East Texas's best. But this is really it's Dowling Street. Yeah,
Third Ward.
Look at that, awesome.
Yeah.
So for Houstonians, this is like this whole.
Dowling is the one that turned into Emancipation, right?
I think that's right. Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, this is just an amazing trove of music that has never ever been available before.
I think this is the first one we've featured in the storied history of the drop that comes from the Smithsonian National Museum of American History.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's our right. It's our first Smithsonian Folkways.
Right. And no greater validation of a historical recording than this. And I think people look at us. People are flipping out over this thing.
Yeah, this sounds. I want to hear this.
It's so important to Houston.
Oh, 100%.
And Mac was a very visible person here. He was the first person to record a lot of these artists, and in some cases the only person. And if you listen to this, you will be very glad. I've only heard the sampler, but you will be very glad that these recordings finally made the light of day. And I'm just. We talked about this on the drop a lot, but I'm just fascinated that you have these essential recordings that are just monumentally important that, oh, hey,
By
we
the
got
way,
this.
yes.
We found this. Oh,
Yes.
We got this. So testament to Mac's tenacity to kind of keep it all to himself for decades.
Right.
And
Now
now that he's gone, everybody can enjoy it. So there you are.
I love it. Anything how was the in-store? Because I couldn't get here.
Oh, it was cool. It was really good. Had a couple hundred people here for it. He was great. You know, we were talking about Warren Ciders. Played here last night at the store. You know, he's got this huge song right now called Pretty Little Poison, and then he had a monster country hit, Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
Performed for everybody, signed autographs. We had commemorative posters, and actually, I had him sign a bunch of. We had an overrun of the commemorative posters. So if you purchase the record from us, you can have an autographed Warren Ciders poster if you're country.
That is good stuff.
Country fan.
That is good stuff.
Yeah. But and then, you know, like we were saying, Saturday we'll see it at Swimwear Department.
That's right. That's going to be a good one.
It's going to be fun.
It's free, people.
It's free.
Come
Free
out.
complimentary St. Arnold beverages.
St. Arnold's. That's going to be beer.
That would be beer.
That's going to be beer. Tomorrow night here in the Houston, Texas area, they a good show that I was going to, but now I'm not going to. It's going to be the Roots, Goody Mob, and LL Cool J. And I love the Roots. Love me some Questlove. But I have a family matter that needs attending to. So
We all have those.
Coco Dominguez is going in my
Oh,
sketch.
she's heartbroken to have to go to see the Roots.
She
Oh,
is.
terrible.
She is.
Oh, yes, that's
but,
working, right?
But she's actually going to be working, so she's going to grab interviews. So we'll tell you when those go up.
So
if you want to see
we
them.
Cactus didn't do it, but another store did it, and I happened to be there for an event with LL Cool J.
Yeah.
And there were like hundreds of people outside. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. When he walked in, he just walked past the whole line, and he held his hand out. And if you wanted to touch his hand, you could.
That's fantastic.
Walking past like 200
That
people,
is-
like he's just like scrolling by.
Here
like,
is your
"Slap my hand if
opportunity.
you want.
That's
This
right.
is
I'm
it."
available. Were people taking advantage of the opportunity?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
of
I don't know.
course. Yeah. We were,
You know.
I met him a couple times. He strikes me as a very astute, smart
Oh,
business guy.
look at the career he's had
Yeah. I
in
mean,
multiple arenas.
mhm.
So yeah, I bet it's good. I've seen it. Did I see him? It was a great show.
Do you remember this? So at one point, it was him, and I can't remember who else in the building, at the Arena Theater. It was like,
Oh, I don't remember that.
early
Oh, I don't
to-
remember that.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And fans out there, if they remember that or went to that, we want to know about that.
Yeah, hit us up in the
That
comments.
was like the dawn of hip hop.
Dude, we are right on time.
Oh my
We are
goodness.
right on time,
Punctual.
like a
Let's
Swiss
drop
clock.
guys.
All right, coming up next week on the drop, more new music, and I get the vinyl vault, and I already know what it's going to be, and it's going to be fun for all.